Hello, Cryptonauts, and welcome back to another episode of Cryptocurrency Chat, episode number 484 on this, the 8th of February, 2023. My name is Jake Jabarelli, and this is Blockchain John, the co-host of the show. How's it going, John?
Howdy. All good. All good. It's been a good day. We actually have really good weather. I don't know how it is on your side of the hill. Over here, it is great. Weather's great, except at night. At night, it gets really cold.
I was really busy today. I literally did not go outside, so I have no idea what the weather was like.
Oh, man.
I mean, it was pretty sunset. There was a pretty sunset, so.
Yeah.
I should probably show my sunset someday. I have a really pretty view because my house is 3 stories tall, so I can actually see the sunset over all the other houses.
Dude, definitely show it, man.
I'd have to pull it up, but if I can find it, I'll pull it up and show it on the screen sometime. But it's a really pretty view because I can show a live view of the sunset. Or, well, semi-live, because the sun's already set by now, but when it gets later in the summertime, I can definitely show the sunset because the sun doesn't go down until like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night up here in the northern part of California.
Wow.
I think the latest it goes down is like 9:15 or something. It's ridiculous. Anywho, let's get to the news. Craig Wright.
All right. First news provided by Decrypt.co. Craig Wright loses Bitcoin copyright claim.
Oh, darn.
What?
So much cries. So sad.
Oh,
no.
Oh, no. What would Doge say? No, much
Much
sad.
sads. Much sads.
Much sads.
Much sads. So bad.
Yes, it is true. Computer scientist Craig Wright has lost claim in the UK court to protect Bitcoin blockchain copyright. So there it is. It's finally a thing, man.
But it's like, what was he doing this for? Why was he suing? We already know he lost the claim to being Satoshi, right? And owning that coin. But frankly, as they say at the very end of the article, the most definitive way to demonstrate that he was owed this is to show that he has the private keys for Satoshi's Bitcoin address, which he doesn't and never has. So, unless he's just a really stupid liar, which I think he is, then why hide it? Just offload the million Bitcoin and take it as you need it. Oh, you can't because you don't have it? Well, then shut up.
So there it is. He lost his intellectual property rights. His lawsuit there.
Well, he lost the right to his claim. He was claiming that the people who hard forked Bitcoin, that they owe him, copyright because it's his coin.
Yeah.
Dude, show us the prior art. Show us your prior art. Oh, you don't have any? Well, then shut up.
No, correct me if I'm wrong, Jake, that when you put stuff on like GitHub, and it's open source, that means the public can use it, right?
Yeah.
Is it considered like intellectual property rights if you put it on there? No, right? Explain that to me.
All right. So I'm not saying that a person couldn't claim that they created something, but if you open source, that meaning all the source of everything you created is open to the world and anyone can use it, and anyone has used it, as we know we have, 13,000 different coin types out there, then no one can claim a copyright to it because it's open to the world. It's like Creative Commons, I mean, at least with Creative Commons you need to give credit, but you don't own it. And Satoshi gave it to the world because that was the whole point.
So we're not going to get into this article anymore. It just pretty much, dude, if you have Satoshi's keys, use them. Prove to the world that you are Satoshi. And I'm literally pointing my finger at his face. Prove to the world that you are Satoshi.
Yes.
You are not.
Show it.
You are a fraud.
And liar. Stop lying.
Poo face.
I get it. If he thought he could bowl people over and win, maybe that's the reason he did it. But if that's the case, then I don't know. Whoever Satoshi is or was, if it was a person or multiple people, that person is way smarter than this guy. Which means he's definitely not him. Anyways, moving on to more stuff about regulators. So, are regulators taking aim at crypto staking? Rumors suggest new SEC scrutiny. This is not good. A Twitter thread by Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong has renewed fears, FUD, fear, unrest, and doubt, that the Fed could clamp down on staking. Well, you know what? Let me just start this off with what fiat staking is, and that is putting money in the bank in the hopes that it accrues value. Okay, that sounds about right. What bank are you putting in it when you're doing DeFi? Name the bank. What's the name of the bank again? Oh, there is no bank? Okay, then who are you going to clamp down on? Who? No, no one? Okay.
So
Then how do you make them you can't? Okay, then how are they going to even create, regulation on staking and DeFi?
So this, sir, is where proof of stake is being attacked. In my
Okay.
opinion, in my very humble opinion. Keep in mind that with proof of stake, Ethereum, who holds the keys? There is a key master to proof of stake. There is a certain consensus or group of individuals that can, follow the rules. Hey, if you as regulators say, "Hey, I want this to happen," they will bow down and say, "Yes, we will do it. We will do it." And that's the fear that I've been talking about with the proof of stake. Did you message me? Hello?
Yes.
Am I
Just
on?
trying to
Okay.
make a point that about what we're doing here. So I'm not trying to take away from what you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah. It's so in regards to the proof of stake, that's been my fear. And now that this whole thing coming out with U.S. regulators coming out, it's even more terrifying because they can pretty much be the puppet masters. With all
I
these
guess in
people,
a
with all
degree. Only with fiat, right? If it's not in fiat, then what? I mean, can you tax people who bought a painting? How do you know how much the painting is worth until it's sold? You don't. And that's the way they did it before all this weird stuff been going on with the SEC. You can't really charge somebody, even on coin that even on fiat stock. There's no tax on stock until you sell it, no matter how much value it goes up, right? So I don't know how they're going to. And obviously, the people who are with their interest in what staking in crypto staking are going to argue this exact point. They're going to say, "Okay, you invest in a stock. Can you tax the stock? Oh, you can't? Okay, then why don't you just wait till someone sells it and then tax them on the profits? Because that's what you do now." So when it comes to staking, that's the way it's going to work. Now, can people make claims on that stake? Yes, but until they remove it from the stake, then it can't be taxed. In fact, until it's removed from the coin, how are you going? I mean, I guess you could technically spend it in a different way, right? So I guess in that sense, they're going to be wondering.
So right now it's just a rumor. We'll see what happens as time goes on. But yeah, in regards to the ETH holders or the ETH stakers, good luck, Godspeed. See what happens in the near future with you guys. All right, moving on.
All right, next article, Brave.
Brave adds support for Solana on iOS and Android. Yeah, that's a thing. That's actually Brave has always been. If you guys don't know Brave has always been around. They've always been crypto friendly. In fact, they have the BAT token. So if you use the Brave browser, you can already earn free BAT tokens just for using the browser like everybody already does on a day-to-day basis. Why not download Brave? We do have a Brave a referral code. I don't know if we do.
Yes, we do.
But yeah, check it out. Okay, check it out.
Yeah, Brave is. I guess the history herein is that Brave's always been in competition with Opera, the other off-brand browser that probably half the people have never heard of. Opera actually made a wallet in their browser like 5 years ago, and Brave didn't really keep up with that. They did it not long after that, like a year and a half after that.
Yeah.
But Opera's been ahead of the curve for a long time, and so Brave is kind of still playing catch up, which is unfortunate in this case. But yes, it's great that they're adding support in iOS and Android for the Brave browser, which you'd think would have done it a long time ago. The only thing I don't like, how they integrated the Uphold initially. Brave used Uphold. The problem I had with Uphold was that if you had, and I know this is of course exploitive, but if you had multiple Brave browsers, like your phone and your laptop and your desktop and your work, they're like, "I'm sorry, you can't have more than 4 accounts." And I was like, Damn it! I can have as many freaking accounts as I want with anything else. Why can't I have 100? What if I'm browsing on 100 different computers? Nope. That's just BS, in my opinion. Yes, I might be farming. I might be farming on those browsers, but damn it, I'm farming on those browsers.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Now we have decentralized apps integrated into Brave, and guess what? Now you can store, you can send, you can buy tokens in the wallet, and connect and interact with Magic Eden if you guys are into that. Orca, Jupiter Exchange, right in the Brave browser.
Yeah, that was one of the things you couldn't do with Meta for the longest time. MetaMask was you could not connect in your browser to, like, let's say you're using the Binance smart contract network, and you want to trade on PancakeSwap. You couldn't connect the MetaMask, which is in the browser, to the DeFi website. The app, or DApp as they call it. You couldn't do that. So how do you trade on your phone? You have to go to a completely different app to trade on your phone. And I was just like, this is dumb. Trust Wallet did it. Of course, they did it in their wallet app, but you couldn't connect MetaMask to your Brave browser. Now you can. So
now you can. Exactly.
All right.
Like you said, they're just playing catch up, and now they're here. It's a good tool now. Yeah, I like it. I've been using Brave since the early days, and it just these things just keep showing up, and I just keep taking advantage of it. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to use dApps on Brave. I don't know. Maybe I'll tinker with it just to see. But I like Trust Wallet, to be honest. I'm a real big fan of Trust Wallet, so that's where I'm at with that.
Yeah, there's only one other. What is it? Wallet? Not wallet. What is it called? The crypto tab. Crypto tab was the one that I used to use all the time, and it's a farce. I mean, I know a lot of my videos got me a lot of attention on my channel in the early days was from using crypto tab and measuring it, and I actually signed up for their account, to actually pay them to do it, and found out no, it's all farce. It's all about paying. If you pay them, they'll give you more coin. But the fact of the matter is,
just to explain how it works.
Well, the idea, not actually how it works, but the idea was, if you set up CryptoTab on a really powerful computer, like the computer I bought a 3900X for this, AMD 3900X Ryzen 9, was that you could get much more production because they're basically let you mine Bitcoin using that CPU. But I found out that even if you pay and use the higher class CPU, it doesn't matter. I proved that by doing tests across multiple CPUs and by paying on multiple accounts, and found out that no, it really just matters if you're paying. That's all that matters. So.
Well, yeah, it wasn't like that at the begining. So
no, in the very beginning it wasn't, but it quickly became a farce. So.
Yeah. So what CryptoTab did was all they did was just integrate Monero script code on the back end of HTTP, because that's how simple it is to integrate Monero script code, which I guess some would call it spam or just malware. But when you're utilizing people have been doing this for a while. People would write the Monero code on the back end, and pretty much instead of charging a fee for subscription, as long as you're on the website, they're gonna
use your CPU to mine, right, to make money, so that you're And this is the way they avoided ads on their websites.
Exactly. So in the early days when Monero was very affordable, it wasn't a big deal. But as time went on, Monero difficulty became more difficult, and they had to figure out other ways to scam people. I guess that's basically what ended up happening. So they made MLM, right? Multi-level. Yeah.
Yeah, so CryptoTab still exists, and they're still doing the same stuff they've been doing all along, but it's not legit, so don't do it.
Don't do it. All right, moving on.
Millions in crypto.
Millions in crypto donations poured into Turkey following devastating earthquakes. It's actually very, very sad. I don't know if you've been keeping up with this, Jake. I have.
A little bit.
I've been getting articles regularly about the earthquake that's been that happened in Turkey.
Yep.
It's up to the last time I saw, man, was literally 15,000
Yeah, I heard 12,000 this morning, and yeah, so I mean, it's easily the most devastating earthquake that's happened in modern history. For that matter,
Yeah.
most devastating anything except for a war. And honestly,
Mm-hmm.
this is the numbers you typically see in a war, but never
Mm-hmm.
this quickly, unless it's. I
Yeah.
mean, it's literally. I mean, I'm not trying to make light of this story because it's definitely not a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that we've seen is that it's basically like an atomic bomb went off in two or three different cities.
Exactly. Uh-huh.
You know, and it's almost no different, frankly. The amount of shaking that happened was as if a gargantuan bomb did go off underground. So it's just an earth
Yeah.
bomb, not a human-made bomb. So yes, but let's get back to the point of this, and that's not so much the
So
devastation, but what has happened as a
sure.
result of it.
The light, the light through all this darkness, is that a lot of exchanges have actually united, which is amazing. That's great
Hmm.
when we can see and this has always been a thing when there's devastation, natural disasters, exchanges, and crypto enthusiasts and crypto bros. Everybody tends to unite, in positivity and just want to help out. And so Binance, Tether, Bitfinex, OKX, KuCoin, and thousands, if not millions, of people have already donated their crypto to the victims of the earthquake. So that is amazing. That's a blessing, man, because that's going to go a long ways to helping people. Just as of right now, people just need shelter, they need warmth, and they need food. That's
But
the,
the
the
key
main
here
things
is
right now.
not so much that what people knew. And I'm not saying that's not true. The human condition is what we're taking care of in this case. The key
Hmm.
here is that, like Ukraine, like was it Fuji? They got hit
Yes.
by. It,
Mm-hmm.
when your infrastructure disappears because everything's been destroyed by this natural disaster, in this case, not Ukraine, but Fiji and
Philippines was
Turkey,
another one that they did as well.
right? But in all of these different cases, the point is that as long as you have some sort of internet connection, however it is that you get that, you can send
Hmm.
funds and you don't have all these banking regulations to have to worry about. So people from all over the world are donating to Turkey's dilemma and helping people get money to pass to those who can provide food, shelter, warmth, etc. And so it is. I was thinking about it, it's funny because the first article we're talking about was Craig Wright losing his copyright lawsuit, but really, what was the thing he was trying to gain was the notoriety of saying that he is Satoshi rather. But what was Satoshi really saying? If Satoshi were a person, and I think it still is just an entity and not so much a person, the goal here is to give to the world a system that is independent
Hmm.
of the broken systems that governments have.
Absolutely right.
Talking so much
Absolutely
about
right.
Turkey, Turkey's government has been accused by many different Western governments of being corrupt. And so it's like, if Turkey really cared about its people, why wouldn't it have shored up the buildings that collapsed before they collapsed, right? Because they don't
Hmm.
care, And I'm not trying to get super political here, but one of the comments that was made years ago by a comedian in the 80s was, why don't we, instead of, I'm talking about the United States here,
Hmm.
instead of blocking Latin Americans from coming to the United States to escape their plight, like Syrians' plight, or all the refugees left Syria. Let's put in a turnstile, or better yet, let's just let Mexico become part of the United States, right? I'm sure plenty of Mexico's uh, oligarchy and government don't want that, but it's pretty obvious that the citizens do. So it's this. What has Bitcoin in essence, or crypto in essence, done? It's broken down the borders. It's destroyed the borders between countries that were put up by the financial systems. And it's one thing that is honestly amazing to have actually happened. We're actually seeing this happen. We're saying, oh, you need money? Well, here you go. We can just send you money. It could be in Doge. It could be in Polygon. It could be in Bitcoin. It could be in Ethereum. It could be in whatever format you can accept. And then if you need to exchange it to something else, fine. But if you don't, you just give Doge to whoever wants Doge, right? You have blankets? Here's some Doge. You have water? Here's some Doge. You take Doge? Great. Here's some Doge. We don't even need the country like Turkey, or in this case El Salvador, to even approve it. If the person wants the Doge, they can have the Doge. So we know Doge has value
Just
outside
do
of
it.
itself, but
Yeah. Yeah. Coming back to this, I don't. Even though this is highlighting the exchanges because they're donating millions, I can promise you that there's a lot of people on the back end that are individuals donating a portion of their crypto, their savings, their life savings, or just doing it for the betterment of humankind. This is great, man. I love seeing these. I mean, it's terrible what happened, but it's amazing to see unity in the crypto space like this.
exactly. I'm so grateful to see it. It could lead to a lot more greater things, and this is just one. We're seeing more and more examples of crypto's really good utility, not its negative.
Now that Craig Wright is out, I do a lot more better.
So, all right, moving on to gamers who are cheating. It's just a weird contrast, but all right. This is something I really wanted to talk about because it is explicit to a point that it struggles with gaming companies. So, gamers are paying thousands for high scores in Yuga Labs Dookie Dash. This is the new game that Yuga Labs just put out. The Yuga Labs is the creators of Bored Ape Yacht Club, the most popular NFT collection in the world, as far as I know, also the most valuable. So, what's really going on? Well, when you create a market between a game environment and the real market or the real world, you make it open so that anybody can access it. People with lots of money will abuse it.
Yep.
Now, there's something that happened way back in the early days of MMORPGs, that's massively multiplayer online role-playing games, where what they were called Chinese gold farmers, now they weren't necessarily always Chinese, but that was the term that was given to them, would go and play the game and then go outside the game and sell the character or the gold that they created in the game to other people for real life money. And in particular, one of the companies I was thinking of was Blizzard really didn't like this, so they tried to stymie that, and they've kind of been able to succeed because they actually put a way for you to put money into the game so you can get money out. And that mostly stopped it. It hasn't completely stopped it, but it mostly stopped it. It's not nearly as prevalent of a problem. But this is the problem that Yuga Labs is facing with Dookie Dash, and that is that are people gaming, not gaming as in playing the game, but as in gaming the system, and playing against exactly what Yuga Labs intended this game to be for, so that people just play it and play it normally like a normal person, and just if you do well, great. If you don't, oh well. But people with money don't care about the system. They only care about winning. They only care about looking like they're winners, and it's about clout, really. Yeah. And the clout system is saying, well, if I just give you, $50,000 in ETH, you can give me a high score, and I can look like I'm a winner. You can look like you're a winner. You're not a winner. You know how to play the game. You didn't get there. You just paid for it, and this is the problem. So people are cheating.
The good thing is that at least Yuga Lab is now aware of this and is now pretty much banning those people that have paid for all that stuff. yeah, buddy. Yeah, you try to game the system. Guess what? You just lost all that money.
Yeah. And I guess they can, since they're a private company, do whatever they wish. But at the same time, it's kind of it's undermining their own system. But that's because they didn't realize this was going to happen, unless they knew this was going to happen and said, we don't care. So it seems like they don't care. They're like, hey, we make a lot of money. We don't care how people give it to us. They're gonna, someone's gonna game the system, and someone else is gonna pay for it, and that's gonna go into our pocket. So who cares? Maybe they went from that standpoint.
Well, there's a tweet here from Bored Ape Yacht Club says, we want Dookie Dash to be as fair as possible. As we mentioned previously, we will not allow cheating. We've already noticed some hashtag Dookie Dash sewer passes associated with cheating. Those scores have now been removed from the leaderboard. So there you go. So yeah, they're doing their best. Obviously, they're not an omnipresent entity that's all over the crypto space. They can only do so much, and anything is better than nothing. At least they're aware of it. At least they're trying their best. I'm sure they're not going to be able to catch them all, but something's better than nothing.
Yeah, you got to have some kind of anti-cheating system in place. But nevertheless, it's like
I think that's just like human nature. People are always trying to gamify.
Yeah, everyone's gaming the system. Everyone's playing the system,
especially in crypto. Yeah. Exactly.
So lastly, Bitcoin miners. This is a very short article, but we can wrap it out here.
Sure.
Bitcoin miners.
Hut 8, U.S. Bitcoin Core to merge an all-stock deal. Yeah. Well, there it is, folks. That's the title says it all, right,
Yeah.
Jake?
HUD 8 and US Bitcoin Corp are both basically merging, so
Yeah.
they both don't die on their own. They're like, look, we're both in debt. We
The thing
both want
is,
to survive, and so if we merge, we'll become the largest North American mining company in the world. Well, I guess in the
just
North
give us a
America.
history real quick about mining in general. Like what's happened? So what happened in the past, like say a year ago when everything was up? They were doing good. Now what's going on? What's going on? And
Over the
why
last
do
year,
they
all
have to
these
merge?
crashes from Celsius and FTX, Three Arrows Capital, etc. They've
So the
dropped the price of
fallout is
Bitcoin
still
by 2/3.
exactly the fallout is still affecting a lot of companies,
Yep.
and this is just another example of what's going on.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be directly involved with FTX. It's a ripple effect, right?
Yep.
You throw the rock in one part of the lake, that ripple is still going to keep going on.
Yep.
It affects a
Until
lot
it
of
hits
companies,
something
and
that
here's
stops
another
it.
one.
So yeah, it's a lot of large Bitcoin companies have actually failed, completely gone into bankruptcy, and I guess HUD 8 and US Bitcoin Corp are like, look, we really don't want to do that, so let's just merge and survive, cling to each other like
And it's
refugees
tough right now
on a
because
floating raft. So
it's tough right now because there's not a lot of investors' money going into the market right now.
yeah,
It's pretty dry, man. I don't know if you've
yeah,
been keeping an eye on that either. But it's everything's going down in the market when it comes to these mining companies. I keep
exactly,
a close eye on them. So they've been down. I think today they were down like an additional 5%. Aside from this news article, 5%.
right, right.
Crazy, man.
So yeah, it's unfortunate that such is still a struggle. I mean, it's nice to see Bitcoin back up from 16,000 to just over 20,000. But it's the news is only so great, and I guess anyone who's lived through both rises in Bitcoin, the 2018 and now the 2021, is at least somewhat skeptical about what's really going on. And it would be nice to find some stability. My company was trying to shift away from depending upon price and really just depending upon functionality in the market instead of explicitly thinking about how much did we mine. So anyways, yeah, that's all we got for this week. And thanks all for watching. As we said, on Thursday we will have our first interview. You can watch it live here on Twitch, as well catch it later on YouTube and on other formats and platforms. So yes, the first episode. Actually, can you list off the names of the episodes and when they're happening, John?
Sure. So we have. Give me a second here. Let's see. We have tomorrow. We have Crypto Quokka. What is that? Crypto Quokka from Sky Harbor. 7 p.m. That is
Yep.
the 9th of February. And on the 16th of February, the following Thursday, we have Grady from DeFi Kingdom. And then the last Thursday of February, we have Sean Neal from Dynamo Coin.
So yeah, we got 3 interviews coming up this month. We appreciate sorry if you guys missed the last one. That very weird stuff that happened, and the Avian crew will know exactly what's going on there. But yeah, we kind of lost our interviewee. In any case, we do have 3 interviews coming up this month, and we know that people really do appreciate these talks. So we appreciate if you tune in and or listen and watch. Give us a thumbs up, however you like. You can at any time check out our coin tree. That's cointr.ee/C3 Media, and you can check out our entire list of donation places as well as every single thing we have on social media, including our new little website we have for all kinds of stuff. We're shortly going to be putting up our Web3 site. It's still coming. Sorry, it's been forever. But it takes a little bit more than we thought to build such a site, especially when everything's volunteer around here. We do appreciate your donations, though, and we do have, as we said, we got from 4 episodes ago, when somebody actually contributed assets to our Evermore and Raven asset-aware addresses. We appreciate that, too. So, as we say at the end of every single episode, stack sats and huddle.
Huddle.
Adios.
Adios.